We are waiting for that unveiling ceremony this morning. There was a sunrise remembrance celebration on Lighthouse Beach at Sanibel Island. Our Lisa Chingary was there, but she actually moved locations. Now she's at the Marriott Sanibel because that is where she spent her time during Hurricane Ian as the waters were rising and the doors were coming in. So she is live there this morning, checking back in with the people there and the employees who went through so much. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy. I'm actually with the same photographer today, Kevin Smith. We were here a year ago today, standing right in this area as we were going live all morning, showing you, our viewers, what we were experiencing. And I still remember the sounds. The hurricane, it sounded like a monster, and it looked like the water was just never going to stop. We were actually here for 4 days. We couldn't leave because we had our live truck. There was boats in the way, there was cars, and trees were down, and especially the flooding. So we didn't leave until Friday towards the end of the week. But coming back here this week, we were talking with the hotel just to hear their side of just what they experienced from a standpoint of business. We know that tourism is huge here in our area of Southwest Florida. So, of course, they've had a lot of work to do in progress here over the last year. Take a listen.
Walking in 1 year later, no alarms going off, doors now intact, as I sat down to speak with the hotel about that day.
The front doors completely lifted up when we were here, and the employees here, the hard workers, were trying to hold that down literally for the life of them because we know how bad it could have been. I know a lot of people were asking when they saw that video, what would have happened? Can you explain to people how this building has so much glass in the back and how scary it could have been if that air could have gotten in more?
So what a lot of people don't understand is that when either a window or something like that breaks, it breaks the vacuum that happens in a hotel. So you could be on the 12th or 11th floor, and as soon as something like that blows, you'd be able to feel all the air just kind of suck right out.
1 year later, and noticeable work that's been taking place around the clock ever since September 28th, 2022, when the hotel says more than 15 feet of water completely damaged the hotel, as before and after pictures play in the lobby to show guests the destruction of Hurricane Ian.
I know that you left for the hurricane, but when you came back, what were your first thoughts when you saw the damage?
Tears filled up my eyes. I sat right here on the pool deck for a good 30 minutes by myself and just cried because there was a lot of uncertainty about, was this place ever going to open up again? Was I going to have a job?
Till this day, a topic that Anne-Marie says is still difficult for many employees and guests to talk about.
It's been difficult trying to get people back to work or get them in the right frame of mind.
The work has been around the clock ever since.
Walls on the inside of the building that got blown out, roofs caved in. There was so much debris flying that it busted those windows open, ceilings that fell in. As a matter of fact, the day after the hurricane, I walked by one of the walls and there was a saw, like a saw blade, just right in the wall. That flew from our engineering department, which is on the lowest level of our hotel.
Millions of dollars worth of extensive damage.
The landscaping beautification that we've done was roughly $4.5 million. Guessing the marina is probably close to $250,000.
Work still continues today, not only for the hotel, but nearby homes as well.
Many of our neighbors on both sides of us, the condo associations, are still not open yet, either because they don't have power or they're still fighting with, insurance company too and FEMA to get certain things built.
Hardest thing for you to see through all this?
The loss of the employees that I've worked so long here with that haven't come back. I think there's a new appreciation for what needs to go in when a hurricane is coming. They're unpredictable. You just never know. So it's always best to be prepared.
It's definitely a whole different experience for my photographer Kevin and I as we were out in it. If you actually saw it and felt it, sometimes it's hard to even describe, but he and I have created quite a bond with our community here in Southwest Florida when we've been out on stories, because we kind of all talk about it and share exactly what we've all been through, and there's been so much progress along the way. I mean, you can even see that with the causeway. A photographer was the first one that next morning to actually see the different areas areas where it had broke, and that was just, you know, it brings tears to your eyes thinking about it. But you see the rebuilding that we are experiencing still today. And the hotel also wants you to know that they are back open, and they say they are expecting to be 100% back to what they were before Hurricane Ian within just the next month. Live here from the Marriott Sanibel, Elise Chingari, Fox 4.